Well, what happened is it was a little bit me. I wanted to see what was happening, and I wasn't making it that easy for him. I wanted to see what was going on. And by that time, we started to realize maybe it was a bad problem, different kind of a problem, bad one, and different than what would be normal noise from a ballroom, which you hear all the time. And I was surrounded by great people, and I probably made them act a little bit more slow.
Let's bring in our Washington Deputy Bureau Chief, Laura Davison. Laura, what more do we know about the attacker?
Yes, we know that he is from California. He took a train across the country to come to Washington. He checked into the hotel where this event was taking place a day before, and that's one of the ways he was able to access the ballroom. There are multiple checkpoints outside of the space where the event was taking place. He was able to blow past that first checkpoint, kind of instigating a chase with Secret Service officials who were then able to pin him down and detain him. But it's not completely clear yet what his motives were. There is a manifesto that came out that does suggest that he was targeting Trump. He called Trump a traitor and referred to himself as an assassin. But there's a lot of details still to come. Federal authorities have been searching his apartment. The attacker rather, will be arraigned in Washington on Monday, and we expect that there will be more charges filed then that will detail more of exactly what went down in Washington on Saturday. But this is, just the latest in what have been sort of a series of security breaches around the president, around the White House, prompting a review from Secret Service as well as D.C. police and other federal authorities who are in charge of securing this event.
Well, this is what I was going to ask you. What does this event, this incident, say about the current security environment for political events and specifically for the security of the president alongside some key top officials in the administration?
Yeah, this is really, a moment where political violence has been heightened, and particularly in Washington, even going back to, the January 6th attacks, in Trump's first term. And then we've seen sort of a series of attacks where Trump has been targeted, really since, the campaign in 2024. And since then, the most, noteworthy one being in Butler, Pennsylvania, when he was campaigning at an open air rally there and an assassin was able to shoot at Trump on the stage there. That has prompted a lot of reviews within the Secret Service after that Butler incident. For example, we saw top officials at the Secret Service resign and new leadership come in. It's not clear that that's going to happen this time. We have seen the White House come out in support of the Secret Service. These reviews are taking place. Whenever there's a security failure like this does prompt questions about both the protocols and what happens forward. But we've seen Trump use this as an excuse to talk about his new ballroom that he's seeking to build at the White House, and saying this is why this ballroom needs to be built, so that these events can be sort of within the containment of government property versus at an off-site event. The White House Correspondents Dinner is at a Hilton property, not within federal control.
Yeah. Okay. Laura Davison, thank you so much for the latest on the White House Correspondents Dinner.